So over here we have our SP that we merge together to the chest line. So over here is going to help us draw our armhole curve. But how do we draw armhole curve? Before that, we can't draw armhole curve. We must get our accurate measurements for the bust line before we're able to draw our armhole curve. To get accurate bust measurement, we say bust divided by 2 plus 5 minus back bust width. Over here is what we call our back bust width. Yes. So we place our ruler to get the total back bust width. What are we having here? I think we're having 26. So our back bust width is 26. I'll call it BBW. So we'll say bust divided by 2 plus 5 minus BBW. Okay. So my bust is 100. So I'll say 100 divided by 2 plus 5 minus 26. My BBW is 26, which is giving us 29 cm. So I'll place my ruler over here and I'll place it here and mark out 29 cm. These are accurate measurements for our bust. Now, if you notice, yeah, our back bust line is connected all the way to the hips. So let's do that. Let's do the same for our front bodies. Now, if you can remember, to get our hip point, we'll say 22 cm constant from the waist to get hip point. We'll mark it out. Also do it in this other side, 22 cm from the waist. We'll mark it out. So as we connected this to this, that's the same way we are going to connect this to this side. So let's measure up the line, sorry. So you measure up this line, measure it up well. And using our long ruler as usual, also measure up this bust line to our hip point, sorry. So mark up the line like this. Please let your line always be straight to have a neat walk. So you measure it up. Now we're free to draw our perfect armhole. So we label here our hip line. Please always label your work. So this is what we're having now. So we're free to draw our perfect armhole curve. Now, how do we draw our armhole curve? This involves extras. Remember the extras we have at the back in order to draw armhole curve. We're going to have extras in order to draw the front armhole curve, okay? Now we'll say the distance of SP to this point, this intersection here. We'll find the distance and half of it. My distance is 12.5. Half of 12.5 is 6.25. So I would place my ruler very well and mark out 6.25 and will extend with a constant of 1 cm. Yes, we'll extend with a constant of 1 cm. So I place my ruler and I'll mark out 1 cm constant inside. Okay, that's nice. Another extras again we have is this intersection. We're going to come out by 45 degree. Okay, 45 degree with a length of 1.5 cm constant. So I'll place my ruler like this at angle 45 degree. So remember guys, we're extending by 1.5 cm constant, okay? Over here is 1 cm constant, here is 1.5 cm constant at angle 45 degree. And then we connect like so, yeah, using my curved ruler, okay? So we'll place it like this here. It might be a little taxing if this is your first time to actually draw an armhole curve, but if you actually follow it, if you actually do it like I'm doing it step by step, I mean, you get a very nice, perfect armhole curve. So I'm just taking it one point to another. Oh, there's a little bit difference between the front armhole and the back armhole. The back armhole is not too deep, okay? While the front armhole has this deep cut, it's deeper than the back armhole. So I just place and connect all the points together. Just take it slowly and you make a perfect armhole curve like this, okay? Now look what we have here, a perfect armhole curve. So the next curve we're going to be drawing, apart from the armhole curve, is the neck curve. Yeah, we do it. We say on the neck width, we go out with it with 45 angle 45 degree with a length of 3 cm. Okay, on the neck width. So I place my ruler here at angle 45 degree and mark out 3 cm constant. Yes, this will enable us draw a perfect curve. So I use my curved ruler to draw out the curve. Please always know that the front neck curve is deeper than the back neck curve, just like how we have the armhole on the front deeper than the one at the back. Okay, so next thing we do is our now, up next is waist tightening. Now, there are some people who don't like fitted clothes, or there are some clothes that doesn't need fit or require that at all. We just leave it like this, and no waist tightening. You just cut out the bodies this way and sew, and you're good to go. But there are some clothes that needs that to enable the body shape to come out well, to give it that perfect shape. So that's where waist tightening comes in. So let's get started now. So guys, before we go into the waist tightening, we're going to be labeling each side of the paper so we don't get confused. Okay? Over here, I'm going to label here. I'm going to call it the center front. You know why it's called the center front? Okay. On the front bodice, we're going to label here side front. Okay, so I'm going to write it down. Here we have our side front. Now over here we have our side back, which I'm going to be labeling now. Okay, now center front, side front, and side back. So we adjust our paper over to the back bodice and label here over this side center back. Yes, is our center back. So let's go over what we've done. I said over here, over here we have our center front, side back, and our center back. Okay. Now the next thing we do, we proceed to do our waist tightening. So how do we do waist tightening? How do we go about it? So on our center front, if you're a slim or average person, you come down by 1 cm. But if you're in a big size, you come down by 1.5 cm. It's a constant, guys, please. Then for the side front, if you're a slim or average person, you come down with a constant of 0.5 cm. Okay. But if you're in a big size, you come down by 1 cm. So as you all know, the measurement I'm using is an average size measurement. So I'm going to come down by what? I'm coming down by 1 cm because the measurement I'm using is an average size measurement. So I mark out 1 cm. Okay. Then we proceed to the side front. Because I'm using an average size measurement, I'm going to be coming down here by 0.5 cm. Okay, then we connect the lines. So over here 1 cm and over here 0.5 cm. Okay, so over here is our new waistline. Okay, we no longer need our initial waistline. This line is going to be called true waistline. This line now is where our measurements are going to be taken out from. Okay, that's okay, guys. We have come back to our back bodice. Remember, I labeled here as a side back and over here the center back, so we don't get confused. What we'll do here is still similar to what we did on the front bodies. So at the center back, we don't come down by anything at all. We don't come down by anything at all. We still leave it as it is. But on the side back, we come down by 0.5 if you're in a slim or average size, or 1 cm if you're on a big size. Okay. Working with an average size measurement. So I'm going to come down by 0.5, same as what we did at the side front, 0.5 cm. Okay, so because it's an average size measurement, I'm coming down by 0.5, so we mark that out. Okay, so now from the center back, we're going to connect all the way to the side back using our long ruler. Please replace it well and make sure we get a very neat line. Okay, So I draw out my line. Okay. Now, if you remember, we didn't come down by anything at the center back at all. We only came down by zero point 0.5 on the side back. Okay. So let's go over to the front bodice. So now to get our waist dart, which will help us achieve our waist tightening. On our true waist, we say chest divided by 4. If we remember very well how we got this dotted lines over here, we said from point O, we said chest divided by 4 and dotted this line down to point D. So it's still the same thing we're going to be doing on our true waistline. Chest divided by 4, my chest is 38. 38 divided by 4 is going to give us 9.5. So I place my ruler over here on the true waistline, please, not on our initial waistline. We cancel out this one. We're no longer using that initial waistline. All we're using now is our true waistline. So any measurements we want to go get start from our true waistline. Okay. I'll say it again. We are now using our true waistline and not our initial waistline. Please, our true waistline is now where we're going to take all measurement. So I said chest divided by 4 is equals to 9.5. My chest is 38. 38 divided by 4 is equals to 9.5. So I place my ruler over here and mark out 9.5 on the true waistline. Okay. Now the next thing to do is over here we extend up by 13 cm, and over here down here we extend by 14 cm. 13 cm and 14 cm. Please, the constants, guys, it doesn't change. So I place my ruler, mark out 13 cm upwards, and over here we're coming down by 14 cm constant. So I place my ruler and I measure out 14 cm constant. Okay. So guys, we move over to the back bodies again. I'm so sorry guys. At this point, my camera stopped recording again. So we move. So guys, the same thing we did at the front bodies is the same thing we're going to do at the back bodies, okay? But this time, to get the waist dart for the back, we say back divided by 4, which is 40 divided by 4, which is giving me 10. Okay, the front was 9.5, over here is 10. So over here, we also start measurement from our true waistline. So from center back, we mark out 10 cm and extend up by 13 cm and extend down by 14 cm. Okay. So the next thing to do is sharing of our dart, okay, on our front bodies and also on our back bodies. Now, how do we achieve that? We'd say pattern waist minus half of our actual waist. Actual waist means the measurement you use tape rule to tape rule around your waist, okay? Then our pattern waist also the same thing as true waist. True waist can also be called our pattern waist. So like I said, our pattern waist is also known as our true waist. This is true waist over here. It's also known as our pattern waist too. Okay, so now how do we get our tightening? We say pattern waist minus half of actual waist. I think by now we understand what we mean by pattern waist and actual waist. So pattern waist minus half of actual waist. Now, how do we get pattern waist? You see this opening here, over here. Okay, now, so you see this opening here, okay? We have to merge it to make it easier for us to measure out our pattern waist, also known as true waist, okay? So I place my ruler and rule it out. Then I using my big ruler, I'm going to use my big ruler now to measure out our total pattern waist, also known as true waist. Please don't get confused, guys. Okay, I'll place the tip of the ruler all the way on the center back to where we merge our lines over here, all the way to the center front. Okay, so that's how we're going to place our ruler, like this. If you don't have a ruler, or if your ruler is not doing the work, a tape rule is okay. Okay, a tape rule is better. So we place our ruler all the way from the back bodies all the way to the front bodies to take our measurement, just exactly like this. Okay, as you guys can see. But at this point, my ruler isn't really working well for me. I'm not getting accurate measurement. So I bring in my tape rule. Okay. So if you don't have a long ruler, a tape rule is okay. So I place my ruler at the center back all the way to the center front. Please, guys, always use your centimeters, not the inches, centimeters. So I'm getting 60.2. Okay. Okay, I think we're on the right track here. So I'm getting 60.2. So we say 60.2 minus half of our actual waist. My actual waist is 84. So we say 84 divided by 2 will give us 42. Okay. So that is 60.2 minus 42 is going to give us 18.2. All right. Hope you understand to this point. Now, this measurement is quite tricky if we don't pay close attention to it. Yeah. So I said, so sorry, as I said to get our dart sharing or waist tightening, I said we are going to do pattern waist minus half of our actual waist. Okay. So now we'll put it down on paper. We'll say our pattern waist. Mhm, which is also known as our true waist. Please don't forget that. Minus half of our actual waist. Putting that down. Now, if you recall, I said our pattern waist is also known as true waist, which we merge together like this, all the way from the center back to the center front. Okay, which gave us 60.2. So I'll write down 60.2 minus half of our actual waist. Okay, half of our actual waist, which is 84. Sorry, divided half divided by our actual waist, which is 84. Okay, we'll put it down. So we say 60, 60.2, sorry, 60.2 minus half of 84. Half of 84 is going to give us 42. Get half divided by 84 is going to give us 42. So we put it down, minus 42, which is going to give us 18.2. 60.2 minus 42 is going to give us 18.2. Okay. So this is what we've resulted to, and we call this over here our waist tightening. Okay. This is our waist tightening because this number right here, this number right here determines our waist tightening and how we share them. Like certain places like where we have our middle dart line. Okay. But one place we don't share is our center front. We don't share here at all. We don't share that at all there. Okay. So this our 18.2. We're going to share it on this middle dart line over here and over here, and also share it on our side front over here. And we'll push our paper a little. Okay, like this. And we share over here at our side back, also on the middle dot line over here and over here, and on our center back. Yes, we share on our center back. The only place where we don't share our dot is on our center front, guys. We don't share on the center front at all. Now, the main question is how do we share this 18.2? I won't call it guesswork or anything, but it's all about doing the math and proper calculation, okay? So, how can we share out this 18.2? How do we share it out on these bodies? How do we share it out on the middle line, on the side front? Okay, on this side front, on our side back, and also on our center back. How do we share it? So for me, I'll be using a pencil. So in case I don't get my sharing right, I can easily erase, okay? So over here, I'll be placing 2. I'll be putting down 2. Hope you guys can see it. I'm just using a pencil so I can erase if I'm wrong, okay? So for my other side, I'll be putting in 2 2. Okay, that's the middle dart. I'll go to the side front. I think here I'm going to be putting in 3.5. So I'll write down 3.5. Okay. Now I'll go to the side back. I'm also going to be placing 3.5 here also. Okay, then adjust my paper. Okay, like this. So over here in the middle line, I think I'll be placing 2 over here. Then also here I'll be placing down 2. Now we move to the center back. Over here I'll be placing 3. Okay, now let's calculate all these numbers we have put down, okay, to see if we can arrive at 18.2. So a quick review. I said over here I put down 2 2, over here 3.5, over here 3.5, over here 2 2, and over here 3.5. Okay. Now, I know some of you might be wondering why I'm writing with pencil, because I don't want to make a mistake. In case the total of these numbers can't arrive at 18.2, I can clean it easily and try another set of numbers again. That is how wish sharing is. You keep trying until you get the number you put down over here can arrive to this total number you got here. Okay. I wonder if that made sense. So we're going to go ahead and calculate all the numbers to get a total. So over here, 2 plus 2, I'm going to write it out now. 2 plus 2, okay, plus 3.5, plus 3.5, plus 2, plus this, another 2, plus 3, okay, equals to what we're going to have. So our calculator to the rescue. So we type in all these numbers to see what we get. Okay. So I'm typing them in. I don't know if you guys can see the screen well. I'm having 18, which is almost close to our waist tightening. Well, calculating these numbers gave us 18. And what we have here is 18.2. So it's not really accurate. This number gave us 18. So remaining like point 0.2. Yes, it gave us 18, remaining point 0.2. Okay, so we'll just write it down. So we asked ourselves, where can we add point 0.2 to get 18.2? Okay, please, everyone should note that our middle dart, yeah, the number we share on our middle dart should be smaller or moderate than that of the side front. Our side front, we can share any number we like on our side front, but the middle dart should be smaller than that of the side front. Also the same goes to the back bodies too. Okay, same goes to the back bodies. Our side back, we can share any amount of that we want on our side back, any number we want. Okay, but on our middle dart on our back side should be small. It should be smaller than that of the side back. I don't know if you could get me. Here should be small. All middle darts should be smaller than that of the side front and the side back. Now the question is, where can we add the remaining point to? And I think I've gotten a better place of where to add this. You see over here at the back. Now these are points to fit perfectly on this middle dart on the back. So I'm going to add point 1 and I'll add again point 1. So we're going to be having 2.1 and 2.1. Before it was 2 2, but now we have 2.1 and 2.1. Okay, so we go ahead and calculate from the beginning again. So I'll be having 2 plus 2 plus 3.5 plus another 3.5 plus over here now is now 2.1 and 2.1. 2.1 plus 2.1 plus 3. Okay, I'll go ahead to my calculator again and calculate all these numbers, and I'm having 18.2. Finally, I've arrived at the total waist tightening, 18.2. Okay, so I'm going to just write it over here, 18.2. Okay, equals to 18.2 here. Now, are you guys seeing we've arrived at it? So over there is wrong and this over here is correct. 18.2 is very, very correct. So as you can see, my total here matches up my waist tightening. Okay, so that's how we do it. But different body measurements varies when it comes to waist tightening. Some people can be getting like 17, 16, 15, etc. You just have to know how to calculate and share your that to arrive at your total waist tightening. Okay, So this process here will just take a lot of patience and a lot of trials. Okay, shouldn't discourage you. All you have to do is that your total here should match up with your total waist tightening. So guys, remember here we have two and over here two. So how do we measure it out? So we take out our ruler and measure out 2 cm. Okay, 2 cm over here, and we'll place it on this side, on the tip of the dart, middle dart. We'll mark out two. We're going to mark out 2 cm here, and we'll do the same to the other side. We'll mark out 2 cm. Okay, then we'll connect the lines. We'll connect it like this, the points like this. So we're connecting them. Okay, connect also to this side. Okay, now we're having like a diamond shape. That's the middle dart. Then we proceed to the side. The side is 3.5. So we'll mark out 3.5. Please, we're all marking out on our true waist. Please, let's be aware. We're marking out on our true waist. We go to do the same on our back bodies. On the side back, we have 3.5 also. So we mark out 3.5 and we connect the points. As I said, we're marking out on the true waist, please, guys. Okay, then proceed to the middle dart. We have 2.1, 2.1. We place our ruler, mark out and mark out, then connect the point. And we're also going to have a diamond shape too. Okay, then now we proceed to the center back. Center back is 3. We mark out 3. But now we're going to use our long ruler. We're going to connect all the way to point O. No, no, no. Instead, we connect all the way to maybe the shoulder line or the middle of the shoulder line. Then we place our ruler like so, and we connect. Okay, then we also connect the bottom side to like this. Okay, guys, I think progressing. Please ignore my marker. My marker sprinkled all over my paper. Please ignore this. Yeah. So far, this is how our work is looking so far. Who can guess what is missing? There's one particular thing that is missing here. We've not really added it. And that is our back shoulder that. We've not added our back shoulder that. Okay guys, now to get our back that, we're going to measure the whole of this slanted line and find out our middle point. We're going to mark out our middle point of this slanted shoulder line. Okay, so I take my ruler. So from this point is also called our NP, neck point. We're going to measure out half of the line, and my total line is 14. Half of my line is 7.5. So I'm going to place the ruler here on NP and mark out 7.5, which is our middle point for this line. Okay, now this 7.5 will extend it. We're going to extend this line by 8 by 8. Yeah, we're going to extend it by 8. Now, as we're extending it, it has to be a slanted line going towards the direction of our waist darts. Okay, so I place my ruler and mark out 8. Yes, our length is going to be of 8 and draw out. Okay, now the next thing to do is to divide this middle line. We're going to divide it with 0.5 at each side. 0.5 here and also 0.5 there. So I place my ruler, I mark out 0.5, and over here I'll mark out 0.5, and then I'll connect this point to the middle line just like so. Now as you can see, our dart was shared by 0.5, 0.5, which is 1 cm. Now we can decide to hold this in our cloth, or we can decide to take it out, like make the dart invisible. Now we've come to the end of this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe as I bring more videos coming your way.